In late autumn, the cold wind swept through the dead leaves. The long street was empty, with only one person left. He was tall, with messy hair, thin shoulders, and a gray sweatshirt. He was carrying a backpack half his height, and his hands were on a suitcase with clumsy wheels. The squeaky sound was unpleasant, but it was the only sound on the street. In the alley, the old men and women upstairs were still complaining and yelling at each other. The stairwell was dirty and sticky, and there was a smell of gasoline. She moved bit by bit, struggling to pull the suitcase up to the 7th floor, and then carry the backpack up. This took her half an hour of her life. There was a house on the 7th floor, and the front door was damp, and the floor had just been mopped. As soon as her hand touched the key in her pocket, someone inside cursed. "That damn girl, why didn't you beat her to death before? I've always said that one more person means one more mouth to feed. So annoying. Hey, why does she have so much time? Why can't my son? What a slut." "Okay, you said to yourself that she has so much time. Why don't you just let her take care of you in your old age? Who wants her to take care of me in my old age? I think she's unlucky. Isn't it because of her that her parents disappeared? The fortune teller said that she has a lonely fate and can't be kept alive." "Tsk, you believe that? Why don't you believe it? If it weren't for her, we would have been very successful." All right, stop talking. There's no need for us to get so angry over a child who has no parents, right? And stop being so hypocritical." As soon as he finished speaking, the man was interrupted by the sound of a door opening with a creak. The suitcase went in with a click. In the 50-square-meter house, the three people looked at Kim Min-jeong in surprise as she walked into her own room. The woman who was cursing just now was timid and didn't know what to do. She still listened to the words of the man who just came over and said, "Min-jeong, how is your work?" Kim Min-jeong just shook her head. She stuffed her clothes into a small backpack and took other necessary items. She put a stack of banknotes on the table and said seriously, "This is for this year. I won't be going home during this period." "Ah, that's not good. After all, I'm here to take care of you." The woman escorted her out attentively, raising her voice by 3 notes. "You still have to be careful when you are out there. Let's have dinner at home tonight." "Oh, I forgot. I haven't bought any groceries yet. Thanks to you." Her steps became faster and faster. Min-jeong avoided her hand intentionally or unintentionally. The moment he stepped out of the house, the door closed heavily and everything became quiet. After staying for a while, Kim Min-jeong fled from home that was not a home, it was a building. Just a building, she thought. There was a text message from my stepmother on my phone. "Min-jeong, you are doing fine outside. We'll take care of it for you at home. Tell us something?" She sighed. The wind downstairs was getting stronger and stronger, and the sky was gloomy. She was only wearing a thin sweatshirt, which was too big and looked like a gray iron barrel on her. Kim Min-jeong put his hands in his pockets, and she pulled the sweatshirt down, widening the collar and revealing the light blue countdown on her left collarbone. 368600, 48, 22, 368600, 48, 21, 368600, 48, 20. Everyone has a countdown, which people call time. The time God gives to each person is different, but humans know that the countdown they have since birth must be accurate. They cannot avoid death, just as they have to open their eyes and face this world made up of countdowns. Among all the people, Kim Min-jeong is the unique one. She doesn't want her time to be so long. If a long time is a reward for others, it is a punishment for her. Kim Min-jeong's parents disappeared, and she has been fostered in other people's homes. Since she was a child, she was isolated and bullied at school, and the one whose salary was deducted the most at work. She never felt that she had any purpose in life, but she had so much time. She just wants to live a good life without so many storms. "Hey, Min-jeong, I don't know how long I walked, but I arrived at the ramen restaurant that I only went to when I went to work." The boss greeted me, his face was beaming and he looked very energetic. "Why are you alone again? Come quickly, there's no one to accompany me." Kim Min-jeong would not refuse. She knew it. She wanted to find a good reason to refuse, but couldn't find one. So she simply walked in and sat down in front of the boss. "Eat it, thanks. You've come so many times, no need to say thank you." Kim Min-jeong took off his hood, didn't say anything else, and picked up his chopsticks to eat noodles. "Oh, life is getting harder and harder now. I rent this shop, and although the rent is not very tight, I am worried. And my troublesome husband, oh, I don't know what to say to him. He hasn't come home in the afternoon. He must be drinking outside again? I told him not to drink. The boss was muttering, and Kim Min-jeong would occasionally say and take the opportunity in between eating noodles to throw out a related questions to lead to the next part. Min-jeong, don't you have anything to do? Let's talk. I'm fine. She hesitated before answering. These 4 words are enough for Kim Min-jeong to answer everyone. The boss curled his lips and said, "It's really nice of you to come here alone with your bag on your back. You can find another excuse to lie to me. You said the same thing the last time you came." Kim Min-jeong looked up and said, "I have nothing to say." "Oh, you just don't want to talk about it. It will definitely make you feel better if you talk about it." The glass door was kicked open with a loud bang, and Kim Min-jeong shrank his shoulders in fear. The man walked in, and the smell of alcohol rushed into the originally warm ramen restaurant. The pungent smell of vomit came from inside and outside, and Kim Min-jeong almost vomited out all the noodles he had just eaten. "Shubin, are you really drunk? Didn't you say not to drink? Fuck off. I'm running out of time. What's wrong with drinking more?" He angrily shook off his boss's hand. "Is the debt collector here? I'm drunk today and I'm going to kill her." "Don't say that. She just asked about the rent. It's not urgent." Kim Min-jeong stood up and tried to escape. "Hey, stop right there." The boss tried to stop them, but was pushed away again. "Who are you? How much money do you have on you? Take it out. You can't do this, Subin." Kim Min-jeong didn't have much money on her, just enough for her to buy a bowl of instant noodles every day. The man's words made her feel a little embarrassed. She felt in her pocket and only took out 1,000 won, which was wrinkled. She never takes the initiative to look for trouble, but when trouble comes to her, she has no way to deal with it. For example, now, she is considering whether to give the money to the man. The man became impatient and rushed forward to snatch the 1,000 won. Kim Min-jeong instinctively wanted to take it back, but the man grabbed his collar and pushed him away, slamming him against the wall. "Poor bastard, you come to eat noodles with such little money." The man was about to move forward, but the next moment, a fire hydrant as thick as his 2 arms suddenly hit the back of his head. His eyes immediately rolled back and he fainted. In an instant, the ramen restaurant became quiet. "Boss, are you okay?" "Jimin. Aye. She was just hit and felt dizzy." Kim Min-jeong grabbed her backpack tightly. Her hair blocked her vision, and she only heard a very young voice saying to her, "Are you okay? I'll take you to the hospital. Don't move yet." The girl who hurriedly called 120 grabbed her wrist. She stubbornly pulled her hand away and just pulled a tissue off the table. "No, I'm leaving now. Should we check it out?" Without answering, Kim Min-jeong left the ramen restaurant. Running out of the ramen restaurant, his pace gradually quickened. She didn't want to feel sad for herself, so she walked aimlessly. When she got to the company, she ran into her boss who had just got off work. She said, "I need to work overtime." The boss knew that she couldn't be questioned, so he let her in. "I'll just spend the next few days at the company. There's nowhere else to go anyway." Perhaps because she had so much time, Kim Min-jeong was numb to the pain. She never said she was in pain, nor did she dare to say she was in pain. In the days when she licked her wounds, she would cover her scars and walk towards the eternal tomorrow. The dim sunlight slanted in through the window, spreading across her desk and creating a unilateral heat wave. Kim Min-jeong just stared at it, then lay down on the chair, covered her eyes with her arms, and had a good sleep. "This is how I spent the past few days." The peaceful days were shattered after the landline phone was called 7 or 8 times. "Min-jeong, there is a job that pays well. On the other side, you are going to travel for a short time, and it includes food and accommodation, which is almost a paid trip. I think you have the ability. Do you want to try it?" Kim Min-jeong poured the boiling water into the instant noodle bucket. My boss said that the client's last name is Liu and she has a very good temperament. Tomorrow when we go to the airport, the one with the best temperament is Miss Liu. She said she was going to see the Patagonian glaciers. She was the daughter of a wealthy family, so she had to do her best not to spoil her fun. She was wearing a gray hoodie, and her frame was so small that it could barely support the clothes. Her skin around her neck was pale and thin, making people think she was a minor who was wearing adult clothes. Her steps were soft and slow. She was not someone who was in a hurry. She took 1 step per second, which made people feel anxious. None of the jobs she got were good ones. They must have been jobs that her colleagues pushed and shoved to take. She knew it, but she still took them because it didn't matter what the pay was. Life will always go on until the end of time. It was still the same backpack, but she had a contract in her hand. As winter approached, the airport had fewer passengers. The cold air stung people's throats. The sun was dazzling, and the girl squinted as she moved forward. There was a person not far away. Kim Min-jeong saw her and suddenly understood why her boss said that. Miss Liu had a good temperament. Miss Liu was different from other people she had met. She stood beside the chair, her back straight, facing the main door she didn't expect Kim Min-jeong to come in from the side door her superior profile made. Kim Min-jeong remembered her immediately. The straight nose and the upturned eye on the side made a deep impression. Miss Liu turned her head sensitively and met Kim Min-jeong's gaze. Kim Min-jeong reflexively looked away immediately. The person's name was on the contract, Yoo Jae-min. She was just considering how to address him when the person on the other end said with a smile, Kim Min-jeong? Hurry up and take a seat, the plane will take a while. Kim Min-jeong didn't like sitting with strangers. But since the person sitting opposite her was a client, she still listened to what the client said. Did you only bring clothes? Do you have a facial cleanser? Yeah. She answered the first half, then answered the second half. No, the wind over there is not good, let's go buy something else. Not need. The girl on the other side frowned, as if considering whether to discard these things. After coming to an answer, she said, if you don't use moisturizing water, your skin will become dry and cracked. Facial masks and other things can replenish moisture. I don't use those, but the winds in Patagonia are strong. The person in front of her seemed a little stubborn. She saw all of this and didn't know how to refuse at all. Kim Min-jeong couldn't stand all the unfamiliar enthusiasm. It just so happened that everything in the world was unfamiliar to her, so she couldn't stand the enthusiasm of this world. Just like a snowman in winter couldn't stand the warm sun in spring, and cherry blossoms in spring couldn't stand the north wind in winter. Yoo Jae-min saw her hesitation and said, then wait for me here. I know your skin. Just wait for me here. I'll be back soon. Don't leave, okay? It was like telling a child. Kim Min-jeong complained in his heart and nodded. Seeing her nod, he felt relieved and started to run with his boots on to protect her. Go to a skincare store. Not long after, Yoo Jae-min came back jogging, his voice low and a little breathless. Give me the school bag. Put this in the school bag. This is moisturizing, and this, a facial mask. You look like you have dry skin. It should be useful. I have my own facial mask. I will give you a few later, it should be enough. Towel, yours? Kim Min-jeong muttered weakly. This is a mountaineering bag, not a school bag. But his voice was too soft and Yoo Jae-min couldn't hear it in the noisy airport. Passers-by rolled their eyes in their hearts. Which man got such a good deal? He has such a beautiful wife, but he still raises his child to be so thin. Kim Min-jeong sighed, his face full of fatigue. No need. Listen to me. Kim Min-jeong swallowed his saliva and said, these things are redundant, Ms. Liu. I mean, it's redundant for me. You don't need to waste your time on me. I'm not worth investing in, Min-jeong said earnestly. She thought that if she said that, Yoo Jae-min would understand her better. The customer looked up and asked, what's your stock price? Metaphor. That's very inappropriate, Miss Min-jeong. Kim Min-jeong was stunned. This was the first time someone used honorifics to address her. You are a living person. Investment is too lifeless. Kim Min-jeong sat on a chair with her hair messed up. Yoo Jae-min rubbed her furry head and spoke with a gentleness that Kim Min-jeong had not seen in more than 20 years. So, these are necessary for me, and for you too. The airport number calling sounded at the right time. Yoo Jae-min pulled her backpack and asked her to put it on. She said, let's go. And then she reached out and held Min-jeong's slender wrist with her 5 fingers. She was wearing a tight sweater and a leather jacket with a fur collar today, paired with black shaping trousers and over-the-ankle combat boots, which made her look tall and slender. The leather jacket did not cover a small part of her waist, so her thin waist could be seen. Following her, the autumn wind won't be so harsh. Yes, Yoo Jae-min is different from everyone she has ever met.